Public revenue and public expenditure decisions have a huge impact on children. However, this impact is not felt generally. Children from poor households tend to bear a bigger brunt as compared to those from affluent households. It is in this regard that it is important to conduct commitment to equity assessments to help us understand the realities. This year, we conducted a child-focused commitment to equity assessment for the very first time and came up with a report titled Fair Shares, Fiscal Equity for Children in Kenya. Quite a number of findings were made. First, it was found that overall, social spending on children was largely pro-poor. In the area of education, for example, public investment in education, in pre-primary education, was found to be pro-poor, and this is largely because of the free primary education policy that was introduced in the year 2003. However, the same was not true for secondary education. In the area of healthcare, it was found that investment in primary healthcare was largely pro-poor. However, when it came to investment in health services in facilities, it was found that children from affluent households tend to benefit more compared to those from poor households. On social assistance, it was found that the programs were largely pro-poor. However, they are very limited in scope and size. And the only main program that we found was the Orphans and Vulnerable Children Cash Transfer Program that targets children who are largely orphans and vulnerable. In conclusion, we found that it is very important for the government to consider having child-focused commitment to equity assessments as a basis for their planning. And it is in this regard that we would want to engage both the national and the county governments during the next planning phase that will be done sometime next year to consider having child-focused commitments to equity assessments done as a basis for planning, so that when the county governments would be developing their county integrated development plans in September next year, we would want this to be a critical tool that would inform the decisions for the county governments in the next 5 years. And the same would apply to the national government when it's coming up with a medium-term framework from next year. We would want child-focused commitment to equity assessments to play a critical role in informing those decisions.